Hello, 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 everybody. This is Dr. Lillian Coley and Keeping It Real with Dr. Lil. It's just good to be here and to see everybody and to just do what we do when we do it. I felt a need to come on today. There's a lot going on. There's a lot been said. And I just wanted to reiterate, I wanted to reinforce that victims are important in circumstances and situations. So when it's all said and done, everybody, don't forget the victim. There are some real life stories out there of people going through things, experiencing things that were not right and not their fault. Sometimes you can be collateral damage and be there in the wrong place at the wrong time. And sometimes you are a victim. And even still, you would be a victim if you were collateral damage. Let me just make that clear. So I'm on here today because I just felt the need because I've been seeing a lot of talk and blogs and comments about going after people and or their attorneys because they are victims. Look, we know everybody's not perfect. We know people make mistakes, but people are in a certain line of business for a reason. And we're hoping that you're in the line of business of honesty and integrity because you're taking folk money. And we do realize that sometimes people are not because people don't do what they need to do. Nonetheless, I am happy to say today, as we stand here today and talk about what we need to talk about, I want to make it crystal clear that we as a people, we as a community, we as people who are considered to be responsible, need to not forget about the innocent or the victims. When they're not going to be victims their whole life, they victors really. But some people have been through some hardcore things that are not great. And I can raise my hand to some of that because I've been through stuff with a legal system that was abusive. It was, I called it Me Too legal abuse. You felt like you were violated legally. So there are things that go on in people's lives, both in the physical, the mental, and unfortunately the spiritual, that can be not so great. So as we're looking tonight as the big reveal of the Epstein's information, don't be surprised. Some of y'all not going to be surprised because you already know. At the end of the day, there's a lot of praying that we need to do as a country, as a people. But the biggest thing to do, some of us got to stop talking. Some of us talk too much and we don't know what we're talking about. So I'm here to say, don't forget the victim. Just because you wasn't one doesn't mean that somebody else's story is wrong. It doesn't mean that somebody else's attorney shouldn't go after certain people in certain situations because their client told them this happened to them. At the end of the day, use common sense, everybody. Use common sense because something can come back on you. Be very careful about how you treat and say what you say about people because karma can come back. So I am here to say, speak up America in a good way. Do it because it's right, it's needed and necessary for us to respect each other and also to carry out certain things called the law in a way that's respectful so our country can function. Hello, somebody. So this is Dr. Lil on Keeping It Real with Dr. Lil. And I just stopped by to say, don't forget the victims. Don't forget them, everybody. Don't forget them. And we know that if you don't forget them, they won't be forgotten. People need to heal in all kinds of ways. And I'm going to tell you, money ain't just one of them. Money can kind of how to make you whole and whatever, go on a vacation, I guess, so whatever, and makes the other person stop doing what they're doing. But it's a bigger picture than that. It's a psychological thing that people can go through and never get over it. Look at some of the stars out there that's going through struggles. They're going through some struggles, y'all. They've been through some struggles. And it's a reason something has happened that broke their spirit, broke their will, and crushed their souls. But the good thing is that there is something called revival. There is something called being restored. And life is not over if they just believe and continue to walk. So I want to come by to inspire somebody to keep holding on. In spite of what it looks like, in spite of what they say, I want you to keep holding on to God's unchanging hand, because God has a plan. He's got a plan to turn the bad thing into a good thing so you can help somebody else. Be encouraged, everybody. And for those of you who want to flip the script and say one thing about somebody, then flip it and it look like you've been paid off, be careful, because you might be eating that money. Instead of using the money, you might be eating it. You reap what you sow in this life. Just keep living. You'll see. Take one day at a time. You'll see. All of us gonna see. What you put in is what you get out. So my name is Dr. Lillian Coley, and I'm here to say keeping it real with Dr. Lil. Talk to you guys soon. Hope to talk to you soon. I guess when this report comes out tonight, we'll be talking again. But I'm going to sign out for now, that you will be encouraged, you will be inspired, and you will be elevated because you know what you know, because you know it. And at the end of the day, we're all here to work together, to love one another, respect one another, and walk with one another. That's what we want in our country. That's what we want in our neighborhoods. That's what we want in our families. That's what we want in our schools. We want it everywhere because it works. We will talk to you soon. This is Dr. Lillian Coley on Keeping It Real with Dr. Lil. God bless everybody.